It's the last week of 2022, meaning 2023 is right around the corner. While the theme park season is still a couple of months out, it is that time of year to make my 2023 amusement park predictions. Which ride will open first? Which will get removed? Which parks will make announcements? Which rides will win awards? Let's dive into my 2023 amusement park predictions. The first topic we will discuss is ride openings. Which rides will open first or last, which will be the best new ride, and stuff along that line. We'll start with the first to open, and my prediction is that Air Force One will be the first ride to open. Air Force One started testing last week and has an official POV released already. It was set to open this year, but got delayed until 2023, when I think it should open in mid-January, once old tests are complete. In January, Fun Spot Atlanta is only open on weekends, so either the second or third weekend in January will be good. The next coaster to open up will most likely be Pipeline. This is a SeaWorld coaster, which either always opens really behind schedule or really early. In this case, track work has already been completed, and because of the warm location of Orlando, Pipeline could open as soon as early February once testing is completed. As for the last ride to open up, I think it's going to be Circuit Breaker. Coda Land announced Palindrome for the 2022 season, and that barely started construction in 2022 and was pushed back to a 2023 opening. With two coasters set to open in 2023 for Coda Land, I think the newer and more complex Circuit Breaker will be pushed back to either late 2023 or early 2024. The Austin, Texas area is still warm in late 2023, so a late opening wouldn't be too harsh on the park. This could be lumped into ride awards, but for the best new coaster, I have two options. Golden Ticket loves excluding Europe, but I still think Toutatis has a chance. Toutatis at Parc Astérix in France definitely looks like the best ride opening up, but knowing Golden Ticket, they will probably crown Wildcat's Revenge as the best new coaster. This is because Wildcat's Revenge has been predicted for years, and many enthusiasts are going to head out to Hershey Park to ride this RMC. And the final prediction for ride openings is the most overrated and underrated coasters. I think that the most underrated coaster is going to be Gotham City Escape at Park Warner Madrid. From this layout, the ride looks phenomenal, but because of the European location, I don't think a lot of people will talk about it. Also, not a lot of people even know Gotham City Escape exists. For most overrated, I think it will be Wild Mouse at Cedar Point, just because it's going to Cedar Point. Cedar Point fanboys like myself are going to love Wild Mouse just because it's a new coaster at America's Rock and Roller Coaster, causing some overhyping. As for awards, I doubt a lot of them will change from last year. I already said the best new coaster would be Toutatis or Wildcat's Revenge. The only awards I could see changing would be the number one amusement park. Last year, it was Europa once again. I could see it changing from Europa Park to Cedar Point with its brand new boardwalk. And here's an oddball, I could see it jumping over to Kings Island. Kings Island just removed its worst section and is upgrading it with two new flats and a whole new area, Adventureport. This park has been on the high rise for a while, and this year may be the year for Kings Island. Let's discuss my ride closure predictions. There are a couple of coasters in 2023 that I think will close. One of these rides will be Vortex at Carowinds. Slingshots at parks are rumored to be leaving now, evident by Kings Island's slingshot replacement. Slingshot at Carowinds is located right next to one of the most least popular coasters at the park, Vortex, an outdated and capacity nightmare stand-up coaster. This is prime real estate, located right next to the park entrance in between that and Fury 325. Also, Vortex is located just across the path from the big empty plot of land from the old Rapids ride, making this a perfect spot for Carowinds' next big upgraded section and a new coaster to accompany it. Another ride that I predict the removal of will be Roar at Six Flags America. Six Flags America already has a great wooden coaster with the classic Wild One, and Roar has been at the end of its life for a while now. Either RMC or the new GCI Titan track needs to come in and do a full retrack of Roar. We've seen Six Flags work with the Titan track on Predator, and Roar should be the next candidate. And that's really it for my future removal predictions. There really isn't a coaster right now that's screaming a removal in the future, so I think most coasters should be safe. As for possible announcements, I won't get too in-depth as I already have videos covering them or videos coming out soon about them. My first prediction is the fate of Top Thrill Dragster. Top Thrill Dragster has been closed for a while now, and my prediction has already been released. I predict that Dragster will be receiving a new theme and possible layout extension with a 0G roll, intense turn, and overbank, making it the world's longest strata and the only one with an inversion and water feature. Kings Island will be announcing a mock ride launch coaster to replace Vortex in that very hilly spot. This will make for a new themed section in an area that needs it, as that section between Racer and Beast is one of the most boring to walk through. A new launch coaster to be in that photogenic Vortex plot, and filling a gap in the lineup will be perfect for Kings Island. As previously mentioned, Carowinds will be upgrading Carousel Park to a more modern area by removing Slingshot and Vortex and replacing them with a brand new coaster. I should make a video on this soon, but my most likely predictions are either an inverting coaster like Hang Time or a GCI wooden coaster similar to Zambezi Zinger to add a good Woody and a family coaster to hold the gap between Ricochet and the next thrill coaster. And my final and oddball prediction is that Six Flags will sell or permanently close one of its parks, as they did back with Kentucky Kingdom in the 2000s. This is because, with the loss of a year for the chain in 2022, they will need to financially recover. Some of the parks in the chain, like Frontier City, Darien Lake, and Great Escape especially, bring in very little crowds and revenue. So I could see one of these parks either closing or being sold to a different chain like Cedar Fair or Hershend. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think of my predictions and have a great rest of your day.